The striking image of Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and Kim Jong Un standing side by side on a Beijing red carpet was meant to send a bold message of solidarity against the West. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite this powerful display, experts argue that this moment falls short of proving the so-called unstoppable rise of China as a dominant global power, as Xi proudly claimed. While the three leaders clearly aimed to project a united front, multiple analysts speaking to CNN emphasized that this event did little to settle a long-standing debate within the U.S. intelligence community. The question remains whether these three countries truly form a cohesive bloc working in unison, or if they are simply individual adversaries of the West who cooperate only when it suits their separate interests. Moreover, there were no visible signs of any deepened military collaboration among China, Russia, and North Korea, something closely monitored by U.S. security officials, especially after North Korea reportedly began sending troops to support Russia's military efforts in Ukraine. This lack of concrete defense cooperation raises doubts about the strength of their alliance. Beth Sanner, a former senior intelligence official and CNN contributor, described the so-called Axis of Upheaval as primarily a series of bilateral relationships rather than a true trilateral partnership. She called the Beijing gathering a photo opportunity aimed squarely at the U.S. and its Asian allies, but warned it glossed over underlying tensions, particularly between China and North Korea. "I doubt this will evolve into meaningful three-way cooperation," she added. The leaders' friendly interactions took place just before a grand military parade commemorating the 80th anniversary of Japan's surrender in World War II, a highly prestigious event for China. This celebration drew leaders from 26 countries, thousands of troops, and over 50,000 spectators. Notably, former U.S. President Donald Trump accused the trio of conspiring against the United States in a post on Truth Social, saying, "I understood the reason they were doing it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching." Despite Putin's warm embrace of Kim for his support, Xi remains cautious about the unpredictable North Korean leader. When Russia's defense minister visited Pyongyang in 2023 to attend a military parade, many interpreted it as Moscow's formal recognition of North Korea as a nuclear power. However, Xi has yet to fully endorse this status. Sud Seiler, a former senior intelligence official with expertise on North Korea, explained that while China acknowledges the growing Russia-North Korea relationship, it stops short of fully endorsing it. Xi hasn't given the full stamp of approval, Seiler said, highlighting China's delicate balancing act. This parade followed a regional summit in nearby Tianjin, where India and China signed several bilateral economic agreements. On the same day, Russia and China agreed on a framework for a new natural gas pipeline stretching from Russia to China. Although many details remain unresolved, this memorandum signals China's continued willingness to defy Western attempts to economically isolate Russia following its 2022 invasion of Ukraine. From a visual standpoint, the parade was an impressive showcase of China's growing military capabilities. Analysts noted that China has been steadily modernizing its armed forces, and the event unveiled a formidable array of new weaponry, including intercontinental ballistic missiles (ICBMs), hypersonic cruise missiles, and advanced drones. This display was a clear effort to assert China's rising status on the global stage. Ely Ratner, a former Pentagon official specializing in the Indo-Pacific region during the Biden administration, pointed out that China's rise is explicitly aimed at displacing the United States as the world's leading power. Beth Sanner described the event as a powerful demonstration of China's soft and hard power, emphasizing China's vision of an alternative global order with itself at the helm. However, both Sanner and Ratner urged caution against overly enthusiastic interpretations of China's newfound leadership role. Ratner noted the absence of key players at the parade. The Japanese weren't there, the Europeans weren't there, and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the Tianjin summit but left before the parade, which I think was no accident. He acknowledged China's growing influence among anti-American and anti-Western groups, but stressed that this coalition still excludes many of the world's most important economies and military powers. The reality is more nuanced than a simple narrative of China winning and America losing, Ratner concluded. So what do you think? Is this trio truly forming a new global alliance that could challenge the West, or is it just a carefully staged photo op, masking deeper divisions? Could China's cautious stance toward North Korea signal cracks in this so-called axis of upheaval? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below.